What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy ABK. Thank you for checking out another one of my weekly Forex and crypto analysis. I do appreciate it. And so let's go ahead and just hop right into it. But before we get into this, please like, comment, subscribe, show some love to us. This is how we're able to grow. This is how we get the YouTube algorithm to show our videos to other people, so we can keep giving that free value to everybody. So let me go ahead and just get started. First off, I go off of fundamental analysis. Like, I don't consider myself a fundamental analysis because I don't care about all these numbers that are right here on the right. I don't really care about those numbers or anything like that. All I really care about is when the news is going on, right? And there's a lot of news. There's a lot of USD news this week, so I'm probably not going to be trading so much USD pairs, but we'll see how that goes, right? We'll see, because I usually just focus on what the charts are telling me. I don't really care about the news events at all. I just want to know when they're happening and what kind of news event they are, right? So Monday, all day OPEC meetings. This is for oil, if I'm not mistaken. AUD news, 10:30 p.m. RBA rate statements, and Tuesday we have USD PMI. We also have NZD news at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, official cash rate and rate statements. So you want to watch out for those. These are pretty heavy news. When you talk about rate statements, non-farm employment change and unemployment rates, those are pretty heavy news. Those are pretty heavy news. That's why it's kind of important to also know what type of news it is, but like the numbers or the expectancy and all that stuff is not what I care about. But I do want to admit and say that, not even admit, just to acknowledge that some news, it makes the market move faster than others, right? So Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. we have non-farm employment change for the ADP. This isn't really the NFP that we watch for. It's this non-farm employment change and unemployment rate. That's what we really talk about and watch for more. This is more for the ADP, but still, this is valuable. So that's something that you want to know. Thursday, 11 a.m. Canadian dollar. We have BOC Governor Macklin speaks, and then 7:30 we have Canadian dollar employment change, unemployment rate, and same thing for the US dollar. So like I said, there's a lot of news this week, especially for the US dollar. So I'm gonna have to watch out for that. But other than that, let's go ahead and hop onto these charts. Gonna put this on full screen. All right, so DXY, right? So I had mentioned about the supply zone, was this last week or 2 weeks ago, that I was saying that this supply zone, we could expect either one of two things. Either A, we get some consolidation here for a while, or B, price starts to reject and fall to the downside. We got the consolidation and price push to the upside. It actually kind of looks like the bullish flag right here. Not the best looking flag, but still, I can consider that. I mean, like I said, it's not the best looking flag because it's just like, oh, well, it only came down to the downside twice. And the first time it was off of a huge wick. So it's like, I get it. But at the same time, it still looks like, if you go into the 1 hour time frame, it looks much better. But anyways, let me get rid of these. And I'm also going to get rid of this zone right here. All right, so right now on the daily time frame, we are at these equal highs at the US dollar, on the US dollar, right? And then this wedge, at first the wedge was right here before price made the higher high. The wedge was placed right there, right, for just the rising wedge. But when you extend it, then it goes back to where price literally stops at, and it's also at this main right now it's resistance. It's a key zone. It's definitely a supply zone because price fell from here pretty hard. So this is something that we definitely have to watch. But according to the weekly time frame, it's very much bullish. Like price is just going for it, but that wick to the upside is something we definitely want to watch for. And this is the beginning of a new month, so let me go ahead and look at the monthly candles or a monthly time frame. So yeah, last month was very bullish. It finally broke through the 50 EMA on the monthly time frame, and so we have 27 days left. Well, as of Saturday, we have 27 days left until price continues going bullish, right? So, I mean, for price to continue going bullish, but we still have 27 days until this monthly candle closes, right? We could expect some type of retracement maybe, but I honestly, in my honest opinion, I do want to see some retracement. Hold on, give me a second. All right, so yeah, well, I want to see some retracements over here at least, to say the least, because I do like this bullish move that price has made, but regardless, it's really bullish, and I mean, a retracement might be due before price actually breaks out of this zone. But I would only try to get into a buy if price comes down over here before going bullish. I wouldn't be able to just, and of course, if we extend it, that's exactly where that second part of the wedge would be at. But I don't know. This is very much bullish. I wouldn't try to buy it at these highs. I wouldn't try to if you let's say for instance, if UCAD, I don't know what UCAD looks like. I'm just saying. But if UCAD was bullish right now, I wouldn't try to keep buying it at the current prices. I would want to wait for a retracement before I get into something like that, So off the daily time frame, even off the daily, man, this was pretty bullish. It just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one solid week of just consolidation before it started continue going bullish. So at this point, there's 1 or 2 things that I'm really wanting to see, and I don't think this rising wedge is gonna end up turning out to be price falling out and breaking out. Personally, I would have to really check out what Payton's analysis looks like for me to have that type of opinion. If he's looking at some, where is it? There you go. If he has some divergence plays off of the daily or weekly or something like that, I wouldn't really expect something like this to play out where prices just dropped out, because this is a rising wedge, and if we're going off of a rising wedge pattern, then it could definitely just stop right here and then literally fall out, break out, retest to continue to the downside, So that's why I'm just is that what this is? I don't think it is. If I were to try to buy, like I said, regardless, I would have to see something like this on the longer term and then a continuation to the upside. But what I personally think is going to happen at this point is price is just going to end up continuing going bullish, and then whatever that retracement might be, then a continuation to the upside. That's what I'm thinking it is. I'm pretty damn bullish on the dollar, but as of right now, I do feel like yes, a retracement is due, and I remember Payton saying that when it even happened. Yeah. Because man, it would be very surprising to me to see if this actually broke up to the downside and then continue falling. That'd be actually very surprising. So 4-hour time frame. So like I said, one of those 2 things are going to happen, but for me personally, I'd rather the latter happen rather than price breaking out, because if price breaks out, then it'd be kind of weird for me to get into a trade at that point. Yeah, following that technical pattern, I get that. So basically, I mean, dang, I don't like how this 1 hour looks, this gap right there, although it did fill it back up. But if I were to try to see anything for a short opportunity, which I'm not so sure if I would try that, because it's only broken this, because this is where the higher low is off of this 4-hour time frame. The higher low is right here. So price had broken off of this higher low. And so now, if anything, I'd probably have to look for a small time frame type style where price came down, retraced, and then continued to the downside type of thing. Like, I would rather see this play out, and then I try to get into a trade or something like that. It depends. It really depends. Like, because this, like I said, it's already broken through these previous, or I will say that this was a higher low. And then it broke through this higher low right here. So like a retracement. Like if it's really gonna like respect these highs right here and then fall down, then let's do it for real. It's like I wouldn't be so against this type of play. So let's see what happens on the DXY. Definitely want that drop retest. If price comes in here and shows me some good price action, I might try to sell them. We'll see what happens. Just depends on what the price action is looking like. If price gets up there really fast, that's a no-go for me. So let's go on over to RB real quick. Go over to the monthly time frame. See what this is looking like. The monthly looks terrible. Called a sell down here. I would never. But I get it though, because it's been kind of consolidating right here. So I totally get it. Is someone knocking? Hold on, I'll be right back again. So on the monthly time frame, yeah, it's kind of consolidating. So I get why the bands are like this, because when it's consolidating, it does get like that for us. So I get it. Weekly time frame, it's basically hit my target for where I would be if I was trying to buy. If I was buying this the whole way up, I was basically buying it because I was in EU sales, but. At this point, it's kind of like a waiting game on the weekly time frame as well. It's kind of like, okay, well, it's hit this. It could definitely come up to the second deviation, but it's rejecting off of the upper danger zone. So it's kind of like, for me, if I was only trading off of RB on the weekly time frame, I'd be like, okay, I gotta chill. Same thing with on the daily time frame. It's at the third deviation, which is like a real life turning point. So there's a lot of signs that are pointing out on the higher time frames that there's like going to be some retracements that are due or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 4-hour time frame, it's not quite setting up yet. So that retracement back to the upside, like I talked about on technical analysis, most likely was going to play out. 1-hour time frame, this hit hard on RB. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not so much a fan of that gap, but price ended up closing the gap and it was holding right there and it fell. That played out pretty nicely. So I stopped trading like basically at the middle of the week, sort of. Like I was demo trading, but that's about it. I stopped trading. So this was a hit though. So I want to see for sure this play out more than anything, and see what price is going to do once it gets up here. So that's off the DXY. Well, I'm not in these anymore. Euro USD, I had mentioned last week, I was like, I'm not going to try to get into anything. I was already in a Euro USD sell. I did see this buy box, but I'm like, no way that's going to play out. I do expect price to keep falling down. And it didn't. So that was a pretty good. Wait, do I even still have it up here or not? No, I got rid of it. So that's off of EU though, like very bearish. Broke through this zone right here. So I'm gonna actually move this down here. There you go. All right, so my thing about EU though is that from what this looks like, as current prices, it just looks like this might have been a liquidity grab type of thing, which is pretty funny because it doesn't quite look like that on the DXY, but it does. It's just that with the DXY, it's only like 2 hits on this rather than 1, 2, a third hit. right? So DXY come over here. One. I mean, okay, never mind. I take that back. But still, very bearish weekly candle, very bearish. Monthly time frame, price is broken that 50 EMA and is under it. It's clearly under it. It's that's way more clear than what the DXY would look like. And you know, from what I'm seeing on the monthly time frame, a retracement, not even a retracement. I mean, even zoom out a little more. You know, a further drop, even where these equal lows are down here, wouldn't be so bad. I mean, it would definitely increase the pricing on the US dollar, which would be kind of weird. But for price to come down into these equal lows, this wouldn't be a bad idea necessarily for a long term, like super long term. Like I'm talking about five years down the line type of thing. But yeah, I'm honestly not so certain about this US dollar either. I feel that, I mean, US dollar, Euro USD, I feel kind of the same way as how I do with the DXY, that it could be at a turning point. What am I doing here? But I would want to see some type of retracements or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like how the DXY has a wedge or anything like that. It's more like this looks like an M pattern that's at the neckline type of thing off of the, or a double top, if you will. I mean, it didn't really come back to do a double top. It came up to 78.6 and dropped. But at this point, I would, if I'm gonna keep selling EU, it's the same thing as with the DXY basically. Like I'm gonna need to see a retracement, especially how this fell. It fell for so many days. Like if price is gonna stop here, then I'm really gonna need to see a retracement of some sort before I continue selling. Which, if this happens, it'd be kind of interesting. This is honestly, it'd be really interesting if that played out, but it would explain a lot. Or price just continues falling and then it retraces, type of thing, you know. And what I mean by it keeps falling, the next possible place that it could even stop with being bearish would be like in the likes of right here, which matches up with that 38.2 zone. So like honestly, off of the weekly, the way how it closed and it's gonna open right here, I wouldn't be super against price coming up to back up to like 78.6 and then falling again. I would prefer it, to be quite honest, rather than price just to continue falling and then come up over here to this, in between this huge weekly zone, and then try to start retracing from there. Nah, I would rather definitely get the latter, where price goes bullish from here, right? So 4-hour time frame, I like this. I like the bearish movements here. This wasn't a bearish engulfing candle, but it did engulf the close, so that's cool. And then price did go bullish. It did come back up to these equal highs though on the lower time frame, so that's something that definitely want to watch out for. 1-hour time frame, it's been rejecting off of this 50 EMA, but I bet you that RB is going to call something. So I mean, from here, I mean, honestly, I would need price, and I'm gonna, like, this is probably what Peyton would say, and I'm gonna actually like probably follow his lead on this one. Is I'm gonna need price to break this bearish structure before I even think about trying to buy it off of some technical analysis stuff. But like I said, I bet you RB's calling a buy right now or something like that. So this is probably what might end up playing out, where price comes back over to this zone and then goes bullish, or price is just going to go bullish from here, which I'm not totally against, but also I don't like these equal highs. So that's just another thing. And then Split on the RB. Yeah, I actually forgot that I actually had this set up. I was like, this might be a good buy. I actually forgot about this totally. But yeah, EU, this could definitely be a potential buy opportunity. It's retested, and going bullish isn't such a bad idea necessarily. But again, I actually I rather would prefer price to break this structure before I buy. Although this RB after a big move type of play, it definitely looks solid. But it's just the way how price rejected at these equal highs. Price pushing down to these lows. That's basically what I said. Like, it gave a wick, but price pushing a little lower wouldn't be a bad idea versus trying to get in at these prices. I think that's exactly what I was looking at on Friday. So yeah. What am I doing? Let me go on to the monthly time frame real quick. All right, so EU. Yeah, this was definitely sloppy as well because on the monthly time frame, it does look like it was consolidating, so I get it. But just bounced off of this upper danger zone and went bearish. It could possibly go bearish on a super long term time frame type of thing. Off of this weekly though, price called for that sell and kept falling. It could keep falling, but according to this level pro, it wasn't even bearish. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's one thing that I don't like about the higher time frames, because when it comes to the level pro and arbitrage Z and everything lining up, it doesn't do it all the time. I've noticed that, but that's totally fine, because on these time frames it definitely tells you. So it called for the sell right here as well. I would not have gone into this personally, but everything lined up. Everything lined up for the drop as well. So it's like, the price is at the third deviation. I'm just gonna suspect and say that price. I mean, if price drops even lower, then that means that it's out of balance, and I definitely would have to just wait for retracements. Nonetheless, 4-hour time frame. It looks like it's trying to set up, but it's not quite there yet. So again, I think that like small push to the downside before it going bullish is what's going to end up playing out. So we'll see what this looks like. I'm actually going to set the exit for this, and I'm also wanting to see if it's going to like come down to this lower danger zone over here. If it comes down to the lower danger zone, I think that would be where I'd rather get into this, and I would place my stop loss below these lows. That's probably what I would rather get into, which is exactly why I have that. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and set this alert so that short or long exit all once before close create. All right, so we'll see what happens with EU. All right, AUD USD. I've been talking about this swing opportunity here. It's playing out pretty nicely. Start off with some drawdown, but it looks like it's playing out pretty nicely, in my opinion. Price would have to come up to 0.73150 before I move my stop loss to break even on that play. I think I talked about this on the analysis for next wave, not for on the YouTube channel. But anyways, I'm hiding all of that. And 4-hour time frame. I mean, I had been talking about it regardless on on the weekly analysis, on intraday moves. I've been talking about it regardless, so it is what it is. But basically, this is exactly what I was like gonna say. I was like, okay, so we got the breakout, wait for that retest, and then let price continue to the upside. Yeah, oh yeah, Carlo, you did say that you were getting into the 80 with DeFi. That's right. So, but yeah, that breakout, retest, continuation to the upside, that's basically what I would play at this point. I mean, I do know that on the 1-hour time frame, I think it kind of did something like that. Did it? From this low to this high. Yeah, price retraced back to that 71%, took off. That's a pretty play right there. So yeah, basically the same thing. Like I mean, that's the 4-hour candle, so I'm not going to say I don't think it will. But what I would want to see for sure is for price to just come down, retrace to this fib zone, and then continue to the upside. That's what I would do for off of AU. But I think the swing play is going to play out first before it even looks to retrace. Because I mean, this little small play where this wick came down and went bullish, that played out nicely. So that's basically what I have for AU. Again, I've been talking about this price being in this longer, bigger time frame zone for a while now, and then price falling, breakout, retest, continuation. The fib, where is it? Yeah, price respected. Let me get rid of this one. Price respected the hell out of this fib, and it looks like price is going to take off at this point. So yeah, let's see what happens with AUD USD, but that's what I see on it. Unless if price does come and give me this retracement down to these lows, then maybe I'll get another entry in. But other than that, just take AUD USD to the upside. Oh, hold on, sorry. Let's go on over to arbitrage real quick before I go on to UCHF. Monthly time frame on AU. Ooh. It's wild. I didn't even notice that it came and hit this wick that one time. But dang, I don't like how this monthly time frame, it just looks like price is gonna keep going to the upside the way how it looks, unless it really does drop down and then come back down to like 0.64951. But that monthly looks weird to me. Weekly time frame, just like with EU, just like with the DXY, it came and hit this lower danger zone. That's basically a point where I'm like, okay, price is most likely gonna start turning around, and so that's another reason why I was so good. I was so like, okay, let's go ahead and get into this buy because of how it looked on the weekly. And also the weekly candlestick. I mean that's a good weekly candlestick to be in a swing trade, in my opinion. Daily time frame, called for this sell. I would not have gone into it because this is not my type of setup. It doesn't look like it's trying to set up for a buy either. So this is something that for us who are in the buy, we have to watch out for, the retracement or price like literally continue to fall. 4-hour time frame, on the other hand, it is above the RSI line, but I wouldn't play off of this. I wouldn't play anything off of this 4-hour time frame. You guys know how I usually do it. It has to kind of look like something like this for me to play off of it. This hit break even, so it is what it is. And 1-hour time frame, I mean, it called for the buy right here, retest, continuation to the upside. That played out pretty nicely, but I do think that price is going to keep going bullish. But the only way that I would get into another entry is if price does something like this, where it comes back down to like 0.99200 or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have for AUD USD. I don't know why this is not green. All right. UCHF, I have no idea what I was doing here, except that, I don't know. I have no idea what I was doing here, because this, I definitely did it on the weekend. Not on the weekend, on Friday morning. Okay, so UCHF, I had been saying that I'm watching this zone right here off of this weekly because I can't ignore. I do like how bearish it was, and then the retracement, but I can't ignore the supply zone that's here. It's just like with the DXY, right? When it had made that retracement, I'm like, I can't ignore the bearish, the supply zone that's there. I could only be like, okay, I can see what I'm gonna see what price is gonna do here. Oops, not that. Before I decide to make a decision on whether I'm gonna buy it or sell it, right? Weekly time frame, it did go quite bullish, hit that 78.6. If somebody would have had a sell limit there, then they would be in for some pretty decent profits right now. So that's one thing to note. Daily time frame volume is not that super high, but it is higher than the other days when price was going bullish, except for right here, except for this candlestick, right? But anyways, just based off of where it's at a really good swing sell area. I'm also looking for the DXY to turn around. So when I'm seeing all of that, and then this could, I mean, this is what I kind of feel like this is going to be right here. It's going to be like a breakout right here, pullback, continuation. That's honestly that's kind of the vibes that I'm getting right now. Price rejected off of that 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. Daily time frame is not saying necessarily, there's like no candlestick pattern here that's telling me that, oh yes, price wants to continue dropping, other than this doji that printed out on Friday. So at this point, like I said, I mean, I do like that 71 where price is at. It's like very close to my 71%. If I was trying to get into a swing sell, I might have gone into it at one point in my trading career, but right now I'm just like, I'm gonna wait for this retracement back up to these highs before I look to sell it, or before I look to get into a swing sell type of thing, you know. And if this doesn't happen and price continues to fall, it's my loss. Well, not my loss. I didn't lose any money, so it's not a loss, but it's like, oh well, you could have just gotten in right here, but instead of just playing it off. I mean, it depends what RB looks like. If RB is looking like some amazing type of sell, then I might have to take that RB play. But as of right now, what I'm seeing here, as of right now, what I'm seeing here, yeah, I'd rather just get in at these prices if price comes up here than for the sell. I'd rather want that instead, which is the same thing what I'm looking for EU, for DXY. So yeah, let's see a little bit of a retracement before trying to get into anything. How about that? Oh, let me go on over to arbitrage. Sorry. 1 hour time frame. This sell hella played out. 4 hour time frame. Yeah, 4 hour time frame. Even the RSI line is not even close to the upper danger zone, so I'm not even going to try to play off of that. Daily time frame is very bullish. Weekly time frame, I'm pretty sure, very bullish. It's been rejecting up here for the past 3 weeks. That's a sign, in my opinion, that price might be due for a retracement of some sort. And monthly time frame is not even close to getting to that monthly RSI line. It's just rejecting off of this lower danger zone right here. So yeah, I'm totally down for the sells. I'm going to be watching for UCHF next week for sure for the sells. All right, let's go on over to these to the S&P right here. All right, so I was looking for a potential buy right here off of this off of the S&P, and I did like how it was rejecting at the 71%, went bullish, came back, retraced, made a high right here, but I mean a higher high right here, but it then ended up falling out. Like once I saw this trend line break, I was like, okay, this thing is gonna keep falling. So that's what I had last week, and that didn't play out, but you know, I'm pretty sure. Wait, hold on, what am I doing? Let me see something. Did I have a sell or anything? No, I did not. So what's all these for? Oh yeah, this really played out from this drop, the retracement. This really did play out. Came back to these equal lows pretty nicely. So dang, I remember I was like, why did I not sell here? I was telling myself, I'm like, why did you not sell there? Even Peyton was saying it. He's like, yeah, these indices are gonna die. I'm like, why did I not sell there? But it is what it is. What did I have over here? Price was still in the longer term fib area, which is Another reason why I'm like, yeah, price can definitely still come back down here off of this supply zone. Oh yeah, that was from like how long ago? So gonna leave that up. Deleting that, deleting this, deleting these right here. All right, so as of right now, to me, right, just based off of how price fell from right here, like off of this very nice supply zone, there's one or two things that could happen. Either A, price is gonna hold here, although price came up pretty fast. Like it really did come up pretty fast up here, and it's gonna keep falling to the downside, making lower lows, or it's gonna reject right here. I'm not gonna come out and just straight up buy the S&P after it's been making lower highs and lower lows, right? Or it's gonna do something like this, where this bullish move is gonna just come back and retrace, and then continue going bullish, right? Take all these lows, drop, breakout, retest, continuation. Those are one of the two places gonna happen. No matter what though, I'm looking to short this on Monday. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I'm looking to short this on Monday. If price ends up coming up to these highs and taking me out with these equal highs, I mean, if you will, if you want to add that, sure, then I'll take the L, right? I'm totally fine with taking that L, but I'm most likely gonna short this. Not even most likely, I am gonna short this on Monday or Sunday market open, and then I'm gonna take this to the downside. My stop loss would be at break even over here. I would have taken 50% profits, and I would see what's gonna happen here. But as of right now, I'm still pretty much bearish on the S&P, although it is at this. Although it did just bounce off of this huge swing buy area. Let me actually look at the weekly time frame before I make that decision of selling. Oh yeah, that's a huge weekly candle. Nonetheless, that's a huge weekly candle and a huge weekly wick. So nonetheless, I'm gonna have to see some type of retracement, I think. So, and also looking at the monthly time frame, this is a huge bearish month compared to others, but this thing it looks like it's just built to be for tough and keep going bullish, which is wild to me. But yeah, I'm probably gonna, like I said, not even probably. Ooh, hold on. The way price came up here pretty fast with those on this 4-hour time frame. Yeah, I'll see what's up. Wow, I forgot to change that for myself. That's a big rip. Big rip. I forgot to change it. But yeah, drop, retracement, continuation, or it's going to be drop, breakout, retrace, continuation to the upside. One of those two. But I'm more looking to sell this. And see what it's going to do at this demand zone. For sure. That's what I'm looking at. So I'm selling it. Let's see what's up. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is what I tried to get into, I think, and I ended up taking an L. But that was like, I think that was like, was that like, what day was it? Let me see. No, I didn't, because the way how price came down to 4-hour, I was like, nah, I'm skeptical of this. Never mind, I did not get into that. What did I get into that gave me an L though? I got into something on Wednesday that gave me an L. I forgot what it was. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, yeah, same thing with US 30, but the way how price came up, it came up pretty fast, and off of this morning star, I would want to see a retracement nonetheless. Like, no matter what goes down, I would want to see a retracement before I get into anything. But I would love to sell this down to these lows and then probably take it to the upside, because again, this play doesn't look too terrible. The way how it looks. I don't know what I was trying to do. But yeah, this doesn't look terrible. For price to drop down, retrace, and then continue to the upside, it doesn't look bad at all to me. If this is going to continue going bullish, because overall, this is a bullish market. It's not bearish or anything like that. So I don't want to say that this is impossible. But for how it's been, and for how it's been making lower highs and lower lows on even the daily time frame, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This wick technically was a lower low because price on the lower time frames did stay down here, so that's a lower low. But still, I don't want to this broke this little structure right here, so this could be a possible move, but it would be a little, I don't think it'll be a little too early, because again, that 4-hour time frame on here, it showed that possible morning star pattern, so I'm not against it. So I'm gonna have this demand zone here, but I'm selling at these prices. Nonetheless. Because also another reason why I want to sell this, because like this looked like to me that, oh, price came and grabbed some liquidity, then dropped pretty hard. Did my mouse just die? Oh, hold on. Oh, that's hilarious. My mouse just died. That is funny. Hold on. I am having the worst luck doing stuff today. All right, got some new butters for my mouse. That was funny. But so got this bearish move retracement. I want to see if price is gonna come down to this demand zone for a bullish move, because that looks solid to me. It actually does look pretty solid to me. But also, if I do get into a sell, I know that my stop loss will be a break even to protect me from getting a potential loss. But I will hold it. I would take 50% off. I would still get into this buy. I'm most likely going to hedge it, and I'd want that buy to go bullish, because that's kind of what I'm seeing, especially again off of this higher time frame, this buy box right here. Price is still technically, not even technically. Price not currently, but if price did come back down here, it would still be at that 71% fib, and taking off and going bullish wouldn't be such a bad idea. So we'll see what happens. But the way how price did climb up here pretty fast is what's gonna have me very hesitant about it. Not gonna cap. So let's go over to RB real quick and see what RB has for us. Monthly time frame, extremely bullish. Weekly time frame, rejecting off of this that RSI line and upper danger zone. This bullish candle on the daily time frame, it's pretty slick. It's pretty slick with it, right? Left a huge candle at the third deviation. So even off the 4-hour time frame, it called for a sell. It rejected off of that RSI line. I feel like personally, for me, I don't know what this trade was. Hold on, I'll take a look at it. I think it was a break-even. That was a break-even trade. So Regardless, this breakout, the retest right here, me seeing that on the 4 hour and the way how, I mean, it closed on the 4 hour with that wick to the upside and hitting off that mean line, it could definitely come back down. It could definitely reject right here and then do what I wanted and then still play out like that, you know? That's why that's kind of even more of a reason why I want that play as well. So got the buy right there. I would not get into a buy right here. I would have to wait for the retracement nonetheless. So I have multiple reasons that I want to try to get into a retracement, right? And let me check out what that buy was. Oh yeah, from this price retracement, but it was a dud. It was an L. This is what I lost off of. Now I remember, this is what I lost on US 30. I got the buy. I'm like, okay, I want the retracement. Didn't give me the continuation and just going bullish. That's what I lost. Okay. That makes much more sense to me. So yeah, I'm going to see what ends up happening out with US 30. But I like the sell for right here. I like to sell. And then this buy right here, if it holds, depending on what the price action might look like, I might get into that buy as well. So tacos took off like a madman. I'm just playing. Let's go on to the monthly time frame first. Oh, before I even do that, let me talk about what I was looking at. So I said drop to the downside, retest. If it's gonna fall, then it should fall at this area, but I wasn't gonna sell it or anything like that. I'm thankful that I didn't, and then price ended up or not dropping but taking off. So let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope. Remove drawings. Going over to the monthly time frame. All right, so I do like how on this monthly, price was riding off of this 50 EMA and was holding for a very long time. I'm not gonna lie, that actually looks kind of clean. But there's still these equal lows that no matter what is gonna look suspect to me, like forever and ever. Amen. Price did come back up to these equal highs and it left a wick to the upside. So that's another thing. Like at this point, price is just consolidating in between these zones. Wait, no, actually I do like it that way. Yeah, at this point, USDMXN is consolidating in between these zones, and with the way how the US dollar looks, I kind of feel like this might end up coming back to these the downside and continue consolidating until we get a breakout. So I'm kind of at a point on USDMXN. I mean, I wasn't able to get my entry over. I wasn't able to get an entry over there, so it's kind of like, if I can get a retracement off of this daily bearish engulfing candle, if I can get a 4-hour retracement back to these highs, I might try to get into a sell off of this. And then, take it to the downside. I mean, like, as of right now, like I said, it looks like it's consolidating more than anything. It looks like it's consolidating more than it's going to push up to the upside. So, yeah, this is the play that I have for tacos. Not even going to talk too much about it. I mean, yeah, just like looking at this, consolidated right here before gradually pushing up here, and then a push back to the downside wouldn't be so bad. So we'll see how this plays out. I would need to see how price is gonna react up in this zone before I decide I want to sell it. And it's also depending on how fast it gets up there, or if it gets up there at all. So we'll see what that looks like. Goldilocks, man. Yo, gold really took off from this zone. Wait, hold on. I don't have to go look at USDMXN and RB. Not that many people trade it. Goldilocks, on the other hand, everybody trades. So off of this, I mean, from this huge wick, the price had gone bullish from. The retracement price came exactly to this 71% fib, and bounced off and then gave a huge bullish engulfing candle right after. If you look at the weekly time frame, it left a huge wick right there as well. And on the monthly, you know, the monthly candle doesn't look the greatest, but it doesn't look terrible. And from off, I mean, obviously we can see that gold is in an uptrend. Like, you know, we see that gold is bullish here, right? So as of right now, and especially based off of the way how that daily, how price took off from right here, gave a double bottom and then really took off, I would want to see a retracement. Wait, what am I doing? I have it right here. I would want to see a retracement back down to 1734 and then a continuation to the upside. That's what I'm really looking at for gold at this point. So I'm gonna wait on for that. I also do see the opposite end of it as well, though, but I'm more confident. It's just it's kind of like US 30 in them, right? It looks like, okay, I'm cool. I'm cooling. I see the sells, and the sells definitely can play out, but I would rather, I'm looking for the buy at the same time. So I see here 61.8 prices from this high to this low, prices come up to the 61.8, did a double top, could potentially fall, but the way how this candle looks, it looks like it's just going to keep going higher. But if I take it from this high to this low, it looks like it's already hit 78.6 twice, and could definitely fall to the 23.6, which is my 71%, which looks so much better to me on this part. For me personally, because that's what I want to see. That's probably why it looks better. But this is probably what I'm playing off of. Yeah, that buy, definitely playing this buy. So I need this to be copied. And I'm over here, add an alert, create. I'm definitely looking for that buy at 1735. But until then, I would love for price to reject here and continue falling rather than coming up and pushing up to the upside. So that's on gold. 1 hour time frame looks like it might be setting up for a potential buy, but it's not quite there yet. So I would need to see something like this. But anyways, let's go into the monthly time frame real quick on gold. This is setting up for a potential sell. This is setting up for a potential sell, which is pretty interesting to me, but it probably will take another couple of months before that actually ends up trying to play out. Weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, it's currently inside the lower danger zone, so I'm not against the buys at all with that. I like the wick that the weekly time frame left as well, especially after coming off of the rebound from this wick. So that's pretty nice. Daily time frame is very much bearish, so that's one thing to watch out for. And oh, well, would you look at that? The 4 hour time frame called for that buy, but I still need the retracement for me to get into the gold buy from those lows. I need that. And so 1 hour time frame definitely would want this to play out. I'm going to go ahead and set that alert. Short, create. So we'll see what happens with gold for sure. But I do like this play right here for this drop continuation. I like that. All right, bitty Bitcoin. I had done a crypto analysis for those that trade the next wave. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. Nothing's really changed from that. From the high from where price had, let me just draw this over here. From the high from where price had rejected off of that supply zone to where it's come back down to, I do definitely see that 49K getting hit. So that is where I'm possibly going to be I'm going to be looking for shorts, but I also do see and Peyton had pointed this out, and I was like, dang, that actually looks pretty solid. From this trend line, price had broken out from it. The way how price went bullish from this high. Let me actually grab this right here because I already drew that out. From this low to this high, price had made that retracement. Price had made that retracement down here, is rejecting off of this 40K zone, which 40K has been a very solid zone ever since price had broken up to these highs. It struggled here once, struggled here before breaking out. When it dropped down, it struggled to break above it before it did, and it struggled some more over here before going bullish. So one thing that I could definitely agree with is that if price does come back down to these lows, it's kind of like with US 30 and gold, right? If it comes back down, I'm going to see what it's going to be doing at this 43K area, which so happens to be where it's retesting this trend line that it broke out of before seeing that, okay, I might see to get into a buy there. But until that happens, I have a limit order at 49,000. My stop loss for that sell is going to be at like 43,185, and I'm going to see what happens at that point, right? But this definitely what looks like a wild play, and it actually, like, the buys look pretty solid. I'm just going over the fact that, okay, how long are we going to really be in a bullish run? I have to take a look at both ends of the spectrum always. I can't just be bullish as much as I want to be, because I just have to come with a realistic point of view. Now, one thing about the daily time frame that I will acknowledge, though, that price did come up here pretty damn fast, especially from bouncing off from here. It came up there really fast. That's why I have my limit order at this 49K rather than trying to just sell it off where it's at right now. Although it's not a bad idea if you get an entry there. In fact, I am actually gonna put an entry here. I'm gonna put like 0.3% of what I'm actually going to risk, and then probably just stack positions for the sell. And if I end up getting my stop loss hit, it is what it is. I'm okay with that. So that's what I have off of Bitcoin. Ripple and them is basically the same thing. So let me go over here. 1 hour time frame, called for that buy, took off. The sell looks like it might be setting up shortly, but it hasn't called for anything yet. 4 hours, same thing. Buys, never got the retracement, but it took off. Daily time frame, it's above the RSI line, and it's currently at the upper danger zone. A weekly time frame, it's currently at the upper danger zone as well. If price goes any high, if price goes any higher, then I feel like that this buy, like next week, this sell that it called next week or the week after, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna call for a buy. So we'll see what happens, but this is a very huge area for arbitrage at this point. Like right now, like right here, or even if it slides up a little higher then drops, that's a very key area. So let's see what happens with Biddy. Ripple and them, like I said, it's kind of basically the same thing. Hold up. Let me get rid of all that. Daily time frame. There's just so much stuff on. Well, not really, actually, now that I look at it. Don't need that. Keeping that there. I already have that. All right. So was it for this right here? Yes, that's what it is. I'm going to hide that though. So from this, the reason why I have this demand zone right here is from this buy that price had played out from. The retracement, same thing like I said with Bitcoin. It came and it held in between 85 cents to 97 cents pretty nicely, and it went bullish after that, right? So what I'm saying, or what I'm seeing, not what I'm saying, what I'm seeing from Ripple on the lower time frames is something similar to Bitcoin, right? It's either A, that is going to come up a little higher. It's going to come up here. I have a limit order here. Wait, was it this or did I do this? Not really too certain. I think I did this, but I think I have a limit order at, let me see. I could just look at my phone, right? So much more easier. I have a limit order at $1.06 or 6681. So let me find out how I got that. Was it from this high? Probably it is from this high, not this wick, but from this high. I wanted the price to come up to the 71%, and if it drops from there, then I would be looking at these extensions at 74 cents and 67 cents or something like that, right? But ultimately, I still do see that price still has not, from this drop from when it came up to those highs, I can see that it has not came up to this sell box yet, where, so that's something that I'm also going to watch for. Even if I get stopped out though, I'm still going to have a lot of, like, it's not like where it would sometimes be that, oh, if my stop loss gets hit, then that's where my next entry would be at. I'm like, okay, no, my stop loss got hit. I still have a lot more room to go up before I would try to get into another sell on Ripple. So I'm watching for sells at 106.383, like I mentioned, and my stop loss is probably going to be above these equal highs, although I don't really care for how I'm seeing this right here, but it is what it is. So we'll see what's up. I'm still very much interested in the sell box though, high key. Where's this off of? Right here. There you go. All right, so that is for Ripple. Oops. Same thing. Ripple is still bouncing off of this weekly RSI line, which is something that I'm liking for a continuation to the upside type of thing, you know. So for my sell that I have a sell limit for, this is not what I would want to see, but for my wallet, it's exactly what I want to see. Daily time frame still called for that sell. Price is still not broken above the RSI line. So this is something that for my MT4, MT5, that's what I like to see for sure, for that sell to the downside. 4-hour time frame, it's about to come back up to this. It looks like it's about to come really back up to these to the third deviation at $1.780, 1.07849. That's what it looks like to me, at least. And 1-hour time frame has been very much bullish, but it can be calling for a sell at any time. So that's what we have for Ripple. Ethereum, kind of the same jazz, guys. Kind of the same jazz. Not even kind of. It is the same jazz. I like where it's currently at. It's currently inside this supply zone, this huge supply zone that I've been talking about, and I didn't really care for how price dropped, retraced, and then came back down to it. I'm probably actually am gonna sell Ethereum. Like, Ethereum wasn't one that I was really gonna get into. I was gonna focus more on Bitcoin and Ripple, but Ethereum doesn't look that bad either. Now, the only thing that's about Ethereum is that these equal highs can definitely get ran through, and price can still end up falling down. But these prices where it's at right now is not bad. 3,500 would be a solid buy limit, but I think I'm just gonna buy over here where prices. Sell limit when I think I'm gonna sell where price is currently at. I didn't get into this trade right here, but I think I'm gonna get into where price is currently at, and then have my stop loss at 3,710. So I'm definitely bearish on these cryptos, guys. As much as I love the buys, I would want to just see a retracement. I would sell it here. When price gets to my 1-to-1, I hold it, and probably where that retracement would be at, that's where pain would, where the retracement for the fibs will be at, that's where Payton will be looking to buy it at, and I might very likely get into that buy as well. No cap. RB 1 hour time frame is coming up to the second deviation right here, so that's one thing to point out, that it might start slowing down there. Third deviation on the 4 hour time frame after calling that buy, but man, this would have been a nice play right here. Break, retest, continuation. That would have been solid. And the daily time frame is just breaking through the daily RSI line. So I do like where it's coming to hold, where it's coming to at this point, where it's at the upper danger zone, where price can potentially show some resistance before ending up to fall. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get into this Ethereum. I'm gonna get into a lot of trades, but it's okay because most of these are long term anyways, and some of them are short term. Okay, GU. This was a solid RB play. This was a very solid RB play. But I didn't know you were back in here, Bailey. All right, so before I go into the weekly time frame, let me see what I have over here. Oh yeah, this was just off of some like, oh, this is short term. I expect to come down here. Dang, these be playing out, man. Okay. Just wanted to see that real quick. So with GU, I was saying one of two things could have happened before. I mean, when prices were up here, I was saying that price is going to do one of these two things. Either it's going to break out, reach its continuation, or it's just going to keep falling, retrace, and then continue to the downside. Right? We got the latter last week. Oh, I'm not pressing delete. That's why. So, I mean, let me go off of this weekly real quick though. Off of this weekly time frame, as much as I love this bearish candle that it gave, that wick to the downside is pretty huge, but it did close underneath the 50 EMA as well on the weekly time frame. So we could definitely be seeing a bearish GPUSD, which if we have a bearish GPUSD, it's not going to make me feel so crazy about trying to buy EU, right? But anyways, daily time frame, not necessarily a morning star type of vibe, but this this bullish candle did engulf this previous bullish candle. I'm only saying it's bullish because it's the color blue, but it looks kind of bearish to me, in my opinion. And just overall, guys, the GPs, they look more bearish than how EU looks like it's potentially going to turn around for a buy. So overall, I wanted to see how this retracement was going to play out, where price comes up to this 1.36371, and if it's going to continue falling or not, or if this is a case of drop for a fake out, breakout to the upside, retest, and then continuation to the upside. Those are the 1 or 2 things I'm seeing for GU at this point. And since I'm having my sell bias, I'm probably going to end up trying to sell at these fibs right here. No cap. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not even going to hold you. So we'll see what happens here. But of course, I do see the possibility of, because I mean, since like lower time frames, we're looking at this bullish move right here. I do also see the possibility of price doing something like this, where it comes back down to 1.34617 and then going bullish, right? I do see that as well. That's something I'll keep my eye on, but that's not what I'm trying to play. Especially coming back into arbitrage. I had to close out this trade, but I'm going to just keep it up for just to see how it ends up playing out. 4 hour time frame called for that sell retesting at the RSI line, and price is currently at the lower danger zone, so it's kind of iffy there. Daily time frame was out of bounds so a retracement was kind of due regardless. Weekly time frame, been calling that sell, it retraced. I mean, this is playing out nicely. For this position buy for arbitrage users that might have, that gone into it, because I know that there was a few people that messaged me that said they got into them, they're holding it. At this point, your stop loss should be at break even. I had said that you can move your stop loss at break even at these equal lows, but price ended up dropping 451 pips. So that's a solid move right there. And that's a patient move because you had to wait like a month for it to play out. Nice. But so yeah, like price definitely retracement status could be happening right here, where that mean line, price just rejected off of that mean line. So a retracement nonetheless is definitely, like, I feel like it's bound to happen, but we'll see what happens. This 4 hour time frame is something interesting to see. I'm gonna wait and see what this does. Hold on. Okay, cool. So that's for GU. Gonna be patient. Like I said, I had already gone out of that buy. So I turn that off. GA. At this point, GA is just playing out from what I had mentioned, that I thought it was, that I was like, oh, this looks like it's gonna play out. It is at an area definitely where I could be like, oh, I'm gonna keep that up there. It is definitely at an area where I'm like, oh, well, this can definitely potentially go for a buy here, but I'm bullish on AUD USD, and if I'm bullish on AUD USD, I'm generally bearish on GA. So as much as it can stop here, what I had a couple of weeks ago, I feel like it's just gonna play out where price is gonna continue falling. So sorry, GA, I'm not interested in the buys. 4 hour time frame, been very much bearish. 1 hour time frame, I'm sure is bearish. Oh, it's just about to call for a sell on the 1 hour time frame. Daily time frame, it was hella bearish. Breakout, retest, continuation. And weekly time frame, it just rejected off of the second deviation. So let's see what happens. But I do think that like the prices of 1.8336 is going to happen sooner than later. So there's that. Let's go on to GBPJPY. We'll talk about that though. Another one. Wow, I did a long analysis today. All right, so GJ, I had mentioned about this sell, played out really nicely. This helped me with the bag for reals. Although the previous sell, I got into two sells, and this happens to me all the time with GJ apparently, where I try to get into a sell and I put it above these highs, it gets stopped out, then ends up dropping. So just my luck, right? Price almost came to these equal lows. This is at break even actually. 274 pips, solid catch. I do kind of expect these lows to still get hit. So I'm still holding. Well, I'm not holding the trade. I got out of that because profits, baby. And I also noticed that the possibility of price from this low to this high, pushing up to the upside does exist, but I'm not interested in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not interested in price. I'm going bullish. I am more bearish on these GDPs than I am bullish, and I'm gonna stay that way. Let's even go look at the BXY real quick, right? BXY went insane from when I was saying that. Oh, I've been saying this for weeks now. You can go and check out my other weekly analysis and see this from this fall. The retracement, once that 78.6 got hit out and it rejected like that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna keep falling, and it came to these extensions. So it's hit my target, right? But now again, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see, just like with GU, the retracement before continuing to sell it. So with that being said, with GJ, it's kind of this. I'm kind of on the same type of vibe with GBJPY. You know, like at this point in time, I really would I would really have to say that, yeah, the possibility of price going a little bit more bullish before bearish, it does exist for sure. Not off of that fib, not off of this fib though. I would just want to see something like this at this point. Where price comes back up to my entry. That's why I had said that I'm getting, that's why I mentioned that I got out of that sell. And I would want to see the continuation from there type of vibe. Because I'm still very much bearish on these GEVs. Like I'm even, and it's crazy when I'm bearish with GU, GA, and GJ at the same time. And EG, I'm bullish on it. I'm pretty sure that EG buy, it paid me out. I'm not gonna lie. EG paid me out for sure as well. So, like going on to it, just off of here, this was the setup. Breakout, retest, continuation. It came to my TP2 or TP3 area. Depends on what you would want to, what depends on what I had it. I closed out the trade up here though. It was a solid 123 pip move. It was 150s total. I wasn't gonna be greedy and just try to be like, oh no, I need all 150. I just took my profits right there. So EG. Oh, hold on. Before I talk about EG, let me finish up with GJ on the RB. So weekly time frame, when it calls for a sell like this on weekly and it's been rejecting like this, I kind of have to follow through with this. Not even kind of. I do want to sell this. Like this, it looks like a beautiful sell to me off of some weekly time frame shit. Because again, with the weekly time frame, this level pro and the arbitrage Z, they're not going to always line up. But with the arbitrage Z is bearish on it, I like the sells on this. So if I were to swing GJ, not even swing, this is a position. This is a hella position trade. Just like with GJ, with GU, and pay attention to what GU did, I'd be trying to sell it kind of like this, and my stop loss would be above these highs. That's a 1 to 3.61 risk to reward ratio. If you're trying to aim for those second deviations, then that's a 1 to 5 point something risk to reward ratio. But I would just aim for that. Daily time frame, been calling for the sells, never told you to get out. It's been rejecting off of this upper danger zone right here. 4-hour time frame, calling for the sells as well, rejecting off of that mean line, almost came to there. But I wouldn't be surprised if price came up to 151.390 and then fell. I wouldn't be surprised. And then, 1-hour time frame is the only one that's calling for a buy, but I wouldn't try to make this based off of the 1-hour time frame, because it's a position trade that would most likely take 1 to 2 months. So probably by the end of the month, we would know what this results. Not by the end of the month, but like 2 months, we would know what the results of this trade would be. So that's for GJ. GJ, I'm still very much bearish on it. And again, I would want to see 151.620 get hit before I like to get into the sell. So. And even off of RB, that's like right at the top of, if you go right there, that's like right at the top of the upper danger zone. If I can get an entry right there, that's clean. That's crisp. And I will still have the same stop loss too. Like the stop loss that I have for here is where at? Is that where? 153.882. No, I would not have a stop loss with that for this type of trade. All right, let's go on over to the last pair, EG. My time is almost up. Okay, so EG. Oh, I was not sharing my sound this last part of it. It's okay though. It doesn't matter. EG, just from this bullish move, although the way how it retraces back down, I don't care for it. I like the sells here. I like the buys here. For price to continue going bullish is not a terrible look. It's just the way our price did come down. It came down pretty fast, but I'm not against it. I'm trying to, like I said, GJ, I'm okay with selling it where it's at based off of RB. That's the only thing. But I do know that GJ and EG do not move entirely the same. Came up to these equal highs. Don't really like that, but I'm still down to low. I'm still down to high key buy this right here. Let me look at the 1 hour time frame. Actually, now that I really look at it. It just came down here really fast, so I'm not even sure if I'll take this trade, quite honestly. It's off of that. I mean, I guess it's just the way how it came down. It came down pretty fast, but the volume wasn't even. I mean, the volume was high right here when price came down to these lows. So that's when I'm like, okay, this is probably a good buy area type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot of setups, man. I have way too many. I'm gonna have to pick and choose what I'm gonna trade, or I just have to like adjust my risk because there's a lot of setups this week for me personally. There's a lot of trade setups that I have and a lot of options. And the sad part is having a lot of options means that you have a lot of opportunity. You have a lot more opportunities to lose. But still, price going bullish right here doesn't look bad to me, quite honestly. Let me look at the weekly time frame, how this thing closed. Never mind this weekly. The way how this weekly looks, it just looks like price is going to keep falling. Price is going to keep falling. Price is going to keep falling. Why do you keep trying to buy me? Price is going to keep falling. From this high to this low, look where price keeps rejecting off of. Or look where price rejected off of, literally just right now, the 78.6, and then it fell like that. So it's kind of iffy on the buy, for sure. But off of this bullish engulfing, I'm low-key willing to take that risk. Let me see what this looks like. But I'm still waiting on EG to break out, retest, continuation to the upside on the weekly time frame. So that's that. EG daily time frame still call for that buy. How many days later? So it's kind of like, yeah, you can still buy it. 4 hour time frame, I don't like how this looks, and that's because this looks like it's consolidating more than anything. But I do like it's rejecting off of that. What's it called? Lower danger zone. So I'm still looking for buys there, but it's kind of risky at this point. And the 1 hour just looks terrible, but the 1 hour played out pretty damn nicely. But I still like the buys off of it. I'm not going to cap. So this buy is going to happen. And again, guys, I have so many opportunities. Like, it's kind of scary when you have this many opportunities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you have 3 that you're watching for. So that's 11, 9, 10. That's 12 possible trades right there. Got to be careful with that, but and pick and choose what you like. See what looks good to you.